And we're coming to the shrine? Okay. Guess there's nobody here.
Date, Moma and Mizuki contacted us. They're all safe.
Good.
Are you sure you're not feeding information to Pewter? I'm pretty sure you could figure out any of this. If he had some kind of back door on it. I breathed a long sigh of relief. I have a feeling none of this is going to tell us anything. Yeah, not really. Alright, yeah, we'll get to talking with you. So, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm a lot better, actually.
I'm not kidnapped currently.
Sorry, by the way, for everything.
During our escape, Iris got motion sickness. I decided to pull over at Akumi Shrine so she could rest.
Oh, and thank you. I never thanked you for saving me.
You should be thanking those three. Some bodyguard I am. I put you in danger.
That's not true. If it wasn't for you, I would have... Anyway, there's nothing else to say, but thank you.
I feel like we shouldn't be this far away from our vehicle. Presumably we parked somewhere off in the distance and we had to come all the way out here. So if a bunch of, bad guys show up, what are we really going to do here? Other than go into the shrine, I guess.
Nothing in particular. I didn't talk to him at all in the car.
What about the group of gangsters?
How's it going, Pewter? I know I'm being kidnapped and all, but I feel like we should at least make the most of this moment.
They were all speaking different languages, so I didn't understand anything.
Looking at the iris again?
Oh, yeah. I can't see it well in the rain.
You must really like that flower.
Of course, we share the same name.
Iris, the rainbow goddess.
Yeah. That's what Uncle taught me.
The uncle again.
Perhaps it is not the flower itself that Iris likes.
Do you think the fruit of immortality really exists?
The legend about the shrine?
Yeah.
I told you yesterday, I don't believe in that stuff.
I see.
But you do believe in parallel worlds and secret societies.
Yeah, apparently.
Because I experienced that in Iris' Somnium.
This could be a negative side effect of the sync. It is possible that you've been emotionally compromised by Iris's morbid inner consciousness.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. We decided to listen to her, and then, we got overcome by that.
Emotionally?
Well, there is no point in discussing this now.
I mean, we're clearly being attacked by bad guys, but maybe, there's some truth to it where whatever we do in the Somnium affects real life. And if we didn't believe in her, then, we wouldn't be getting chased right now. And Pewter wouldn't be a bad guy.
I used to love Uncle. Not like romantically. I was 12 at the time, and Uncle was already in a relationship.
You mean with your mom?
Oh, you knew about that?
I've heard a lot. Like the Okonomiyaki incident?
Yeah, the picture I drew.
Right.
We were always like that. We always acted silly and played around and stuff. I remember that in 6th grade, Uncle and I used to play hand games.
Hand game?
Like bratty cakes.
Hmm?
It's like patty cakes mixed with rock, paper, scissors.
Ratty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it, poke it, fill it with fruit. Put it in the oven. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Wait a second, are we the uncle?
I win! Yay!
I didn't think about that until just now. Are we the uncle? Oh, that would certainly be an interesting twist.
I don't know. I only called him Uncle. Mama called him Falco.
Because we did have that flashback earlier. Presumably that's a flashback of our own, not like a flashback of somebody else. So that would lead me to have pretty solid evidence that we might be the uncle.
Falco.
Isn't it a funny name?
Or maybe 89 is? Why would we have that flashback then?
Sort of weird for a Japanese man. Oh, maybe he wasn't Japanese. I never found out where he was from.
Before he met me, he committed some terrible crime.
I guess that would probably make a little bit more sense. I don't know really what to do with that whole flashback of playing the patty cake game. I don't know where that fits in the picture, if 89 is the uncle guy.
It appears that Hitomi and the assassin number 89 were dating.
What?
Now you have to take the penalty.
Okay, I guess
Up, side to side, up, down, pinch.
I guess we're taking that as the truth then now?
And number 89 is with Renju now. What the hell is going on here?
I wonder why this is all kind of connected like this.
I didn't keep my promise.
Promise?
Did you forget? I told you that I would tell you who my late night visitor was if you went on a date with me.
Oh, right.
And we went on a date, so guess I'll tell you now. Sunday at 2 a.m., I was visited by...
Don't hold out on me.
Renju Okiura.
Wow. Interesting.
What?
He seemed really sick. Probably because of his injury. At the time, I had no idea what had happened to him. He was sweating buckets and he came up to me with this begging look in his eyes. He said, "Come with me." He seemed really desperate. I couldn't say no. So I got into his rental car. We went somewhere, I don't know where, some deserted building. Mr. Okiura got out of the car, then grabbed my hand. He tried to pull me inside. I got scared. I pulled my hand away and ran. Mr. Okiura has done so much for me. He took care of me as a kid. He helped me at Lemniscate. I wanted to trust him. No matter what happens, I can't think of him as a bad person. I mean, he never did anything bad to me. He came to my house at 2 in the morning and tried to take me to an abandoned building, but...
Other than
you
that...
never know. Maybe he wanted to show me some flowers, or something that he found. Or it was like a prank he was filming for the internet.
It's just
or
a prank, bro.
something.
We weren't gonna kill you and drop off your body in an abandoned warehouse. It's just for a prank. You know, and then the video is gonna be titled, like, Prank Aset into thinking we're going to murder her and stuff her in a frozen warehouse.
And that's what I thought at the time. That's what I kept telling myself. But after hearing everything you've told me, I can't see Mr. Okiura the same way. Maybe he's a part of NICE. Maybe he's trying to... Well, I didn't go home. I thought he might come back. I just walked around and went into a bunch of stores. Restaurants, coffee shops, net cafes. I was afraid that he would try to call me, so I turned off my phone, too. And then, at night, around 7, I think, I turned on my phone and got a Nile message from Mizuki. I wanted to stay at your place. I met up with her and took her home. I thought having her around would comfort me. I don't know.
Iris, I need you to tell me one thing. Where did Renju take you? Where did he take you exactly?
It's been closed for 8 years.
Is it Bloom Park?
The chemical
Oh.
plant in the Kawasaki district.
Hey, maybe we need to head there.
I don't know. I haven't seen him or spoken to him since.
Sure, let's go to the abandoned factory. That sounds great. Give me a moment real quick. I need to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to keep going for a little bit more. And, maybe like another half an hour and then we'll stop. So let's go to the abandoned factory. I feel like we're gonna die out here. But there's something important going on out here.
Is this the place?
Yes,
Where did Renju try to take you?
that door in the back.
Well, I guess that's the other sync machine that we were told about. Wow, look at the evil red lights coming out the windows. Just to make you, really feel like this is a bad place. And I like the kind of orangish red light on the sync machine, too, to tell you this is the bad sync machine. So, there's two ways we could take this. This could be that prototype that was stolen all those years ago, if Pewter was, in fact, telling us the truth. Can't really be 100% sure. It could also be that Pewter's the bad guy and he was lying to us. There is another sync machine. But of course he wasn't going to tell us it was in the abandoned evil warehouse with the evil red windows. Now, one counterpoint I would make to that is that we asked him that question before we did the sync with Iris. Before we were 100% certain that Nyes existed and that we were going to be her bodyguard and everything like that. So it's entirely possible that if there are different world lines or however you'd go about that, and we jump to a different world line or a parallel universe or whatever you want to call it, upon concluding the sync, it's entirely possible that he was telling the truth at the time, but it's different now because, we did the sync. I don't know. I haven't quite, we haven't quite figured out yet if syncing does give us a different universe, although we have a, suspicion that it might.
A sync machine. Though it appears to be slightly different than the one in Abyss.
Could this be the prototype Pewter was talking about?
The Chiba Police Department was working on a prototype, but it was stolen 6 years ago.
But what is it doing here? Hey, Iris, are you okay? Iris, stay with me!
Date, Iris's vital signs are going critical.
Probably because she's wet and cold.
What? Why?
Unknown. But I believe the issue is with her brain.
She's got brain issues.
Brain.
Part of her brain is experiencing massive failure. If this continues...
I know, instead of a brain surgeon, we're just gonna sync with her and we're gonna fix the problem.
Let's get her to a hospital.
Impossible. You do not have enough time. I estimate that Iris's brain can last only 10 to 15 more minutes before the damage is irreparable.
How do you know that?
I have scanned and analyzed her thoroughly. Her Her symptoms indicate that she will die within
How do you do
minutes.
that? You're an eyeball.
What? Sync.
What?
I'll use the sync machine here to go inside her
Yeah,
brain.
that'll definitely fix it. She doesn't need a neurosurgeon. She needs someone to go and figure out what she's thinking.
That will not cure her
And,
condition.
you know, potentially if we can go to a parallel world, maybe that will. I don't know.
I'm not trying to cure her. 2 days ago, I saw her dead body. After that, we went into Sosujima's brain. And in his Somnium, I saved Iris. Somehow, I saved Iris in the real world, too.
So that's the route we're going? I mean, I guess if she only has this long and there's no other option, I guess maybe this is the best option. Because I'm not about to start doing brain surgery with zero training. So, I guess maybe we can try to jump to another parallel world using the sync machine. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but, you know, we played another game where you could do it with a microwave, so I guess anything's possible. So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out if that hypothesis is correct or not.
Maybe we're in a parallel world or something.
If I do the same thing again,
You think you can save her?
yes. Iva, please, help me.
Is that an order?
Yeah.
Then I suppose I have no choice. My mission is to support you.
I think you're an idiot,
We don't have
Date.
a lot of time. Let's get moving.
But you said yes, so we're gonna do it. What am I looking at?
Dante,
Okay.
This device is a prototype. It is not identical to the one at Abyss.
You said that already, so what?
I do not know how to reset it. There must be a manual of some kind. We need to find that before we begin.
Sure, let's just take a look
This
around.
is the console that controls the sync machine.
So if we use this,
The machine can be activated. But we need the manual first.
Presumably, my cool AI eyeball brain, we can just like open the manual, if it's like a paper manual anyway, and just start flipping the pages super quick and it can read them all, I guess. It does seem interesting that it's all set up and ready to operate and that there's nobody guarding it. You know, we seem to have plenty of resources available to us. Or not us, sorry, the Pewter does, you know, and Nyes and whoever. So presumably, they know that she knows she was taken here. And might, you know, they really should have somebody stationed here. They may already be, and they've just been in hiding. And as soon as we get into the sync machine, they're gonna, I don't know, like stab me or something. How's it going, Iris? Iris isn't responding. We need to hurry, or Iris is gonna... She's gonna... Okay, nothing on shelf C. Interesting, there's an operating table here. And it's raining in here, too. There's a giant hole in the roof, I just realized. Presumably, she's, like, getting soaking wet over there. I'm sure that's not helpful. Why is there a giant hole in the roof? I guess it's an abandoned factory, but... You'd think if they were going to set up some state-of-the-art, extremely expensive machine, they would be bothered to repair the hole in the ceiling above it. No manual in the sink.
Dante, is that thing on the shelf?
Yeah, we'll look at that later. Let's pour some medical chemicals on her. See if we can find a microwave in here. Maybe we can do some experimenting with that. Alright. Look how, like, dark and evil it is outside. It did say it was, like, 11:57, you know, so almost midnight. Look how dark and evil it looks. Like, I mean, not dark, how bright and evil it looks outside. I wonder why it's so bright out here. Alright, let's grab that manual.
Found it!
Thank God they had the manual just lying around. You get all that, Iba?
I don't believe it.
What don't you believe?
Date, are you
What
ready?
does that mean?
Yeah, let's go.
We're back to Shovel Forge.
Shovel Forge again?
Yep.
This looks kind of like the other time I synced with Iris, but there's a different atmosphere now. By the way, what happened to your usual appearance?
I decided to hold back this time. This is no time to be playing around. Putting that aside, you want to help Iris, correct? Then we need to hurry.
So what do we need to do?
Care to ask the owner of this world?
How do we fix your brain, Iris?
She's lost consciousness, even in her own Somnium.
That proves how critical her condition
Or
is.
at least, how do we change worlds?
Whoa!
What was that?
I do not know, but it appears as though we have no choice but to believe those words.
The fruit of immortality, huh? But I don't see any fruit.
We need to do something about this beam of light first.
I've seen that monument before, but back then...
Somnium scan! Activate!
This glitching effect is interesting, because we got it in the last Somnium as well. It happened when we picked up the pickaxe, I believe. It may have happened more than that, but I just specifically remember that one. Okay. Okay, good. We still have our freeze ability. Yeah, because I even went back in the video because I was curious if there was something during the glitching that maybe like some kind of symbol or some kind of hidden message that showed up. So I actually went through frame by frame. Didn't find anything. It was just, you know, a glitchy effect, like a visual effect. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Iris is unconscious.
Yeah, let's just wake her up.
Iris, wake up! Iris!
She won't wake up.
Date, we should stop and try something else.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a 10. That's not bad. Did use a little bit of time. Maybe we gotta wash our hands first. I don't know. Oh, dang it. I clicked out the game again. There we go. There's different pedestals. That one's got some kind of block on it. There's a block up front. The star appears to be going over here. I have a feeling we need to put something over here to redirect this light. Oh, yeah, And we have the iris flowers.
I saw this iris during the previous sync. The beam of light is passing through.
If there was a monument on this pedestal, it would hit the iris beam just right.
Yeah, like that one?
You're right. It doesn't seem like we can do anything else here.
Yeah. Bring the monument over and we can put it into the iris beam.
Excuse me, could you stop calling it the iris beam?
What else do you want me to call this light beam?
That! Light beam is fine.
Okay. Wasted a little bit of time. There's these pedestals, but I assume they're not quite part of it. We'll want to get this egg-shaped monument.
An egg-shaped monument.
Looks more like a sugar cube to me.
Place on pedestal, investigator dig. Let's place it on pedestal. Maybe? Okay, there we go.
I see. Putting this here cuts off the light.
I feel like I've seen this in a movie.
Don't you mean you've seen this in Iris's Somnium?
Just put it down.
Oh yeah. Didn't think about this. I should definitely save, since this game seems to have a weird issue when we're in somebody's Somnium. Alright. Weird issue with crashing sometimes.
Huh? Didn't expect that.
No, this is... I see.
Did you figure something out?
This might turn into a pentagram.
That sounds evil.
Oh, I get it. That means...
Yes, that leaves this remaining.
Okay, not exactly sure what to put over here to fix that, but let's check it out.
A Chozuya.
Stick your hand in it. All the letters are just jammed together. Yeah, stick your hand in it.
Let me see. There's something here.
Investigating seems to give clues, but not necessarily solve anything, so...
A monument. If you place it against the light, it will complete the pentagram.
Investigating only seems useful if you're really stuck. And at that point, you're kind of wasting time.
Do it.
Although sometimes it gives you some nice timies.
What?
Oh no, the UFO again! And the... eye?
They have appeared before. It may symbolize Iris's insecurities. Whoa! We have to deal with them before we find the fruit of immortality.
They jacked up everything.
But what do you want me to do?
They don't want us to complete the pentagram.
Is that why they attacked the Chozuya and Irises?
But this pedestal has not been attacked. They cannot attack it for some reason.
You think so?
What other explanation could there be? As long as there is even a slight possibility, we must try.
You're right.
Thinking about what worked previously, we need to make a pentagram. But the attack has scrambled everything. We do not have time for trial and error. Think carefully.
Okay. I'm trying to see if I can see anything from here before we proceed forward with time. Although then again, everything's going to pause, and they're not really going to shoot it much anymore. Did something about the beam of light. Did something. Alright, cool. Pause time. More or less.